Hey, this is Aaron, and in this video I would love to show you the true power of SpinRewriter. This Get Started tutorial will show you how to use SpinRewriter properly, from start to finish, to create all the unique content you could ever need. We're going to cover the basics, and also some of the more advanced features that will make your life easier. So, let's get started. This is where it all begins when you want to spin your articles. We're now in step 1 of the process. The process itself has 3 steps. In the first step, we enter the article that we want to spin. Then in step 2, we're going to rewrite the article by selecting the best synonyms for each word and phrase. Or also in step 2, we can run the one-click rewrite to do all of the work for us and produce an amazing result. And then finally, in step 3, we're going to take the spun article that we created and we'll be able to generate dozens or even hundreds of unique articles from it. We'll get to that in a minute, but now let's make ourselves comfortable here in step 1. So here, to get started, we can simply enter the article that we want to spin into this big input field. Or we can use the Fetch a New Article option to search through the built-in database. Let's quickly fetch an article about guitar lessons. Okay, we've got our results. Let's go with this one and insert it. Okay, we're now good to go. Let me just add some custom text to the beginning of this article so I can easily show you some of the features in action later on. Now, let's take another look around, here in step 1. I think it's pretty obvious how we're going to proceed to step 2 with this button here. But before we do, let's take a look at the settings, because they're really powerful. Here, we can tell SpinRewriter if we want to spin our article on the level of rewriting individual sentences and changing entire paragraphs. Thanks to our ENL semantic spinning technology, we've got a number of really powerful options here, and you can read more about each individual option by simply viewing more information, like this. Now, we've also got other settings here to make the process even more powerful, but we'll go in more detail on those once we get to step 2. And with that said, let's return to our main screen and proceed to step 2. Let's go, just click the button and we're on our way. Okay, we are now in step 2, which means that SpinRewriter has analyzed the meaning of our article and prepared all of the synonyms for individual words and phrases that we're going to use. It's made sure that the synonyms are going to make perfect sense, so here we go. Let's take a look at the first couple of sentences, just to cover the basics first, before moving on to more advanced features. Here, you can see that SpinRewriter can tell the difference between book as in novel and book as in make a reservation. It also changes John can into John is able to, while it changes the kids can into the kids are able to, even though it's the exact same word, can, in both cases. Now let's move on to our first ENL semantic spinning feature. Remember the option in step 1 that said automatically change the structure of phrases and sentences? Well, if we select that option, something amazing will happen here in step 2. Let's take these 2 sentences for example. John can relax and read a book because his kids can book the vacation for him. Once it's booked, he will enjoy an excellent movie and drink wine, beer, or whiskey. Now, with that ENL semantic spinning option selected in step 1, this is what we get. Here, SpinRewriter knows that book belongs to the verb read, so it's able to automatically change the order of these 2 phrases while making sure it all still makes perfect sense. It also knows that here we're just naming a set of beverages, and that these beverages can be reordered and still make perfect sense. Now, in addition to the reordering, we can also still add synonyms to any of the drinks. So if we click on wine, we get this list. We could use this handy all button to quickly select all available synonyms. But that doesn't usually give us a great result, so instead, let's use the top button right here. The top button instantly selects all of the synonyms that SpinRewriter recommends. We can select some additional ones, and once we're happy with our list, we can click this handy Apply to All button. This button instantly applies our list of synonyms to every single instance of the word wine in our entire article, saving you so much time. So that's pretty cool, right? Now, if we use another powerful feature from step 1, SpinRewriter can also take parts of sentences and completely rebuild them while preserving the original meaning. Here in this second sentence, you can see how the word because moved from the middle of the first sentence to the very beginning of the new one. Both sentences still make perfect sense, and both are completely unique. Now let's scroll down a little. Below this editing area here, we can always see the uniqueness percentage of our current article. Once we've selected a couple of synonyms like we did above, we can always decide to save our project for later, and we can continue spinning our article whenever we want. And of course, as I mentioned, you can always just let SpinRewriter do all of the work for you by using our famous one-click rewrite button. Now, before we run this magical process, let's take another look at our settings first. This is where we tell SpinRewriter if we want to turn our article into a large number of very unique articles or a smaller number of super readable ones. We can also tell SpinRewriter to protect some of our keywords. So for example, if we're promoting a restaurant called Big Burgers, we don't want the name to ever get changed to Huge Burgers. So we just put Big Burgers in here, and SpinRewriter will never touch this phrase. Or we could also check this option, and SpinRewriter won't touch any of the capitalized words, which in our case would also protect the name of our restaurant just the same. Okay, now that we're happy with our settings, let's go back to the main screen, because it's time for the big act. Let's click our famous one-click rewrite button right here, and watch as SpinRewriter does its magic. It's now doing all of the hard work for us. It's selecting the best synonyms for every single word and phrase. And once it's done, we can literally generate billions of unique articles from the one we started with. And they're all absolutely unique. So this is pretty amazing, right? Now let's move into the final step of our process by clicking this Finalize button right here. You can see that now we've arrived to the final step, step 3, and here we're going to generate all the unique articles we could ever need. This is where we see our finalized version of our spun article. This is called a spin tags article, and it's what we created in step 2. And now it's going to serve as the basis for all the unique articles we'll generate. Now, before we start creating our articles, let me show you a couple of additional settings you can use to make your articles even more unique. Let's, for example, fetch some relevant videos from the database of countless videos that's built right into SpinRewriter. We can click this button and tell SpinRewriter that we want videos about guitar lessons. Okay, we've got some suggestions. Let's pick, for example, 4 of them. And let's insert 2 of them into every article that we'll generate. Confirm, and we're good to go. We could also do the same thing with relevant images, and it's just as easy. Or we could go into settings here for some additional advanced features, but you'll probably want to explore those on your own, like a true SpinRewriter Columbus. Okay, we're ready now. Let's click the big Generate a Unique Article button right here. SpinRewriter will instantly create one of the perfectly readable and completely unique new articles for us right here. Once we've got it, we can see just how unique it is compared to our original article. And if we click Preview, we'll see what our new article will look like once we post it to any of our websites. Here you can even see the 2 videos that we've selected before. And if we compare our new article to the one we started with, you can tell that it's completely unique. Now, here in step 3, we can also run a copyscape check. Or we can take the unique article we just generated and send it directly to any of our WordPress websites just by clicking this button. We pick one of the websites we've connected before, click this button right here, and we can send this new article straight to our website with a single click. Let's do that, and boom! This new article is now already posted on our website. So that was pretty awesome, right? There's also other things that you'll be able to explore for yourself. For example, here in your archive, you can sort your articles into different categories so you can work on multiple projects at the same time. And you can edit or export multiple articles at the same time. Now, there's dozens of other awesome features and goodies available to you as one of our awesome SpinRewriter members. And you can also check out our collection of detailed video tutorials that will turn you into a publishing machine. Thank you once again for using SpinRewriter, and have a great day.